Hello everybody, it's TJ from Abundance Abroad. I left Chiang Mai on January 25th with a backpack and a decision. I, uh, I didn't want to just walk to Phuket. I wanted to walk away from the man that I used to be. When I started this, I wasn't just chasing miles or Instagram follows or whatever. I was chasing alignment. Um, I was tired of being strong in theory but inconsistent in action. Tired of negotiating with myself and tired of saying that I wanted change but living the same patterns every day. So I picked something hard and something visible that I couldn't just quietly quit. That's why I'm putting it on Facebook and Instagram and all the other stuff. And now I'm over 300 miles with blisters and heat and highway rash and shoulders of the road at 2 a.m., long stretches on the road by myself with just my thoughts. And some days it feels powerful, and some days I feel like I'm losing a fist fight. It's pretty rowdy sometimes, but every single day reminds me of the same thing. It's discipline no matter how I feel. It's not motivation or hype. It's just pure discipline. So waking up when I don't feel like it, or, walking when I'd rather sit down, staying when I think no one would notice if I duck out and get a ride home. Sobriety has taught me something simple in regards to that is when you remove the alcohol and you remove the anesthesia of it all, when you actually get rid of the distractions, you meet yourself. And there's nowhere to hide whenever you're in that situation. You're not ducking into bars or hiding in your phone scrolling for hours. There's no numbing. It's just one step at a time. That's the only way I'm going to get to Phuket. So I used to think strength meant bracing for impact or clinching, surviving whatever was in front of me. But now I'm learning that strength is quieter than that. It's putting one foot in front of the other. Even when no one's watching, it's choosing long-term alignment over short-term relief. Doing the work, whether it's epic or ordinary, and halfway doesn't mean that I've arrived. I mean, Phuket's still hundreds of miles away. But the man that left Chiang Mai is not the man standing here in front of you now. It's that version would have never made it here. He would have found a reason to delay or, an excuse to pull up and go home, And well, that would be understandable. But discipline is the difference, and the systems that I put into place keep me from thinking that discipline is negotiable. It's not motivation or inspiration or recognition that's driving me. It's just the simple fact that I said I'm doing it, and I'm not going to stop until it's done. And, I found that I didn't need a new life. I needed a new standard. I don't need perfect conditions. I need consistent action. And you don't have to walk to Phuket to get what I've got. It's just what I'm doing. But you do have to walk towards something. What is your next step? Can you define it right now? That's what I had to do. And that's what got me off the couch moving this way. You can pick your own path, but you have to have a path. So I'm in a lot of pain out here. I've got tons of blisters on my feet. I'm fighting them every day. Once I got out of the mountains, I found that it's much more humid down here closer to the coast. And I've got diaper rash. I've got, heat issues. I'm hot. But I'm out here and I walk from 2 a.m. to noon roughly every day. And I'm averaging about 20 miles a day. And I'm just doing it. You know, I'm looking at it like a 8 to 10 hour a day job, you know, and just moving through the paces. And I'm taking care of myself. Everything is going fine. But it's I have to pay attention to myself and my surroundings, and you know what my goals are for the day, and my laundry and my water consumption and all that. You know, it's just standard stuff, but it's stuff that you don't really think about unless you're doing it day in, day out for weeks, you know. So, and it's fallen into a pattern. But I love you all, and I really, really hope that you get something out of this, and I hope that you follow my Instagram and my there. I'm sure that Rocky, my media guy, he'll put a link into for my Instagram, my I'm not sharing much on Facebook, but TikToks and YouTube Shorts. I think that's what I'm doing right now. So, but feel free to follow along. I am doing a fundraiser on there. You do not have to donate to follow along, but any little bit helps. What I'm trying to do with the fundraiser is I'm trying to go back to school so that I can help more people. I've figured out over the last, during Christmas time, I went and helped out with a school, and I don't know, it was 30 to 40 kids that we had gifts for, and we went and had Christmas basically for these kids. And I was looking at their old rundown soccer field, or football field, they call it here. And I was like, man, that would be really cool to fix it up for these kids. I think it would be really fun to have a really nice football field for these young kids, you know. And the guy that was helping, you know, he was the main guy doing the, organizing the Christmas thing and stuff for them. He was like, yeah, but they don't have regular running water. So that hit me. I was like, oh, shit, you know, like, I have enough to like donate towards helping put together a football field, but I don't have enough to help them change their lives and get water, you know. And then a few weeks later, I was doing another little event, and we're talking a couple of $100. I'm not doing tens of thousands of dollars worth of sponsorship, but that's what I want to do. And so I was sponsoring a Children's Day event in my little town, and I asked the lady, there was one lady there that could speak pretty good English, and I said, hey, can you think of anybody in here that really is struggling, like maybe the parents are sick or the children's sick or something like that, that I can give them a few $100s, you know, just to help out during Christmas time? And she was like thinking and thinking and thinking, and she looked at me and she was like, everybody here is in that situation. Everybody here is struggling, or they wouldn't be here, you know. And I didn't even really put that together. I never thought about that. And so my goal is to go back to school so that I can elevate my income so that I can give more money away. That's my goal. So the donations that I'm asking for is to help me gain more momentum for going to school. And, you know, I guess, you know, the rising tide lift all boats kind of a theory. I'm trying to rise myself up so that I can help more people and lift them up along with me. That's what I'm kind of thinking. That's what I'm hoping to do. And so anyway, like I said, I you know, like, you don't have to donate to follow along. But if you feel like that the cause is worthy, then I certainly do appreciate it. So I'll talk to you in a little while. I'll probably do another in a couple of weeks. I'm thinking that I'll be down in Phuket, and I'll take probably 3 or 4 day break there. That's going to be like the third of the way there, Mark. And I'll do a longer form video at that time to kind of give you, you know, an idea of where I'm at that point. So Thank you very much for tuning in. I love you all. Have a good day.